It's Jack and Andrew back again. You know it's all about the back with more wrestling news. Unfortunately, this one doesn't concern Adam Cole, but we did talk about all the new AEW signings in a news video that went out earlier today, so do check that out on this very channel. Andrew?
Yes?
Bit of a punishment coming up in the wake of the predictions?
There is. For a change, I have actually won a predictions video. Literally clean sweep. Straight through there. So later on, I think on Wednesday, so tomorrow, there will be a punishment video. So please check that out. Also, I think we've got reactions are going up tonight as well.
Lovely.
From myself and Ross. So look forward to that. But yeah, be ready for Ross to finally get what he deserves after being a nasty man, Jack. He was a nasty man.
We've also got some wrestling news. Let's have a look at the headlines. First of all, Vince McMahon reportedly missed last night's Raw. Elsewhere, we have details on Cody Rhodes' AEW return. And finally, an AEW star could be teasing a brand new gimmick. More on that later on. So yes, first of all, according to PW Insider, Mike Johnson of PW Insider, Vince McMahon missed last night's Raw. He says while Vince McMahon is not in he posted this news story as Raw was going on, but while Vince McMahon is not in attendance, he is involved with giving feedback and making some changes to the show. For much of the day, the tag team turmoil match, which we'll talk about in a sec, was planned to close the show and get a lot of time. So if you're a tag team fan, this may be your show. Now we know that's not exactly how it went down, but it was sort of similar. There was a lot of tag team wrestling on the show. Also, a separate PW Insider article said that Bruce Pritchard, Big Brucey P, was in charge of running the tapings last night. We don't know why Vince missed the show, but he did seem to still have a hand in it, certainly. I wonder if that explains why the show was as offbeat as it was.
I mean, Raw is often quite a strange one, I think, as it is anyway, but I think you were right in saying that it definitely felt a little bit offbeat.
A little bit strange.
And a little bit, just there was a different feel to it, definitely.
Yeah.
Especially with the focus on the tag team stuff as well throughout the night. But sometimes it's nice to have something a little bit different.
Yeah, it certainly wasn't like an unwelcome change.
No,
But it was strange. For those of you who didn't see Raw, there was a tag team gauntlet match featuring a lot of different tag teams and a lot of matches between those tag teams, but it wasn't all in one long gauntlet as we've seen in the past, with which has heavily featured the likes of Seth Rollins and Kofi Kingston going the distance and often coming up just short and that sort of thing. No, instead this one was sort of there were long sections of wrestling, but it was also chopped up and dispersed throughout the runtime of the show. And Raw is 3 hours long, so they could do that. But yeah, it just seems odd that maybe this happened the time that Vince was away, although I can't imagine they'd have just taken that decision themselves. He must have given the final say.
I mean, you'd imagine so, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it's just a bit of a strange one. I don't know what else was changed for Raw last night. We always assume there are going to be changes. We seem to report every week that Vince has torn up the script. But maybe there'll be more stories coming up about the little break in the next few days about, the reaction. There's often things like, how the superstars felt, how was morale due to the changes and everything. One big change that's going on in WWE is happening to our beloved little indie boy brand, NXT. Much has been made of these changes, with various reports from various different news sources stating that Vince wants to kind of just change the formula of NXT, make it more of a big, young, sweaty talents who can.
That's exactly it.
Who can make NXT not why our sort of wrestling fans enjoyed it, but maybe it would appeal more to a mainstream audience.
I guess so.
I'm gonna ask Owen right now.
Owen,
to throw up this picture on screen, please. This was a video teaser posted over the weekend from WWE, briefly showing an illustration of what the new NXT will look like. What do you make of the new set?
Colourful.
Lots of the rainbow paint kaleidoscope theme,
I don't want to make the comparison, but with all the colour splashes and stuff, definitely almost like a Dynamite-esque feel with the colour splashes.
I thought this when I first saw it. Dynamite, and then the paint explosions and stuff. Yeah.
That's what I'm getting. About then? I don't know. I'm not this sort of the Tron bit. I'm not such a fan of, and all the all the chairs are all
I mean,
different colours and
we'll
stuff
have to
as
wait
well.
and see
We'll
what it looks like
happens,
in
but-
person, because it could look
Yeah.
amazing, in fairness.
It could, that's very true. This is literally just a teaser,
Yeah.
like a mock-up 3D render of what it could potentially look like.
Now, one thing I will say is that one of the sort of things I didn't really realise that I enjoyed so much about NXT until it's now gone was the look of it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
It was just something different to the main. The main rosters are quite colourful, aren't
It was
they?
rock and roll.
It was rock and roll.
It was,
That's what
yeah.
it is.
And
It just felt stripped back.
It fit the mood of the show.
It did.
Yeah, and I'm kind of sad to see that go. But we'll have to wait and see what this looks like. I believe that this is going to be next week's show.
Yeah,
where we're
September
gonna have
14th.
Yeah, so
Yes.
this week's show will have presumably the same look.
Yeah.
And then we'll bid farewell to it.
Toodles.
See you later.
Alligator.
And hello to the new look. And we'll see how it goes. Speaking of NXT, an NXT superstar appears to maybe have been called up to Monday Night Raw, because on last night's show, there was a bit of 24/7 championship shenanigans involving that wacky, flippy scamp Reginald. But who in the background was keeping his eye on Reginald, Andrew, with a very serious expression upon his bonny British face?
Oh, let me tell you, Jack. It was Mr. Drake Maverick.
Now, right.
Now.
I think this could be good, because if there was one person who made the 24/7 division what it was Drake Maverick.
Agreed.
And his feud with R-Truth.
Yes.
But specifically the over-the-top way that Drake Maverick played it, the obsession he developed with the belt. Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I felt like he brought a lot of that. It seemed like a lot of that he brought himself to it and pitched himself. I mean, part of it was shot at his wedding, for example.
It was, those segments are so insane as well.
Yeah,
Like, they
yeah.
are just really good fun, and it did harken back to the hardcore era of WWE, where they would, like, Crash Holly would be in a hotel room somewhere, and then people would, like, burst in and try and rob it from him and everything like that.
Yeah.
Which was always, I know people are like, oh, comedy doesn't really work and stuff, but I thought they really did
when it's done well. Yeah, exactly. And he did do it well. Just a bit of breaking news there on my phone, actually.
go on.
Bethany's just messaged me and told me that Valtteri Bottas has lost his F1 seat at Mercedes. So some breaking Formula One news there for all the racing fans out there. Thank you, Bethany.
Marty.
Elsewhere, he's gone to Alfa Romeo. By the way, if anybody, I don't know what this is going to mean for the Alfa Romeo driver. Who flipping knows? She's still messaging me.
All right.
I'm doing the rest of the news, man. What else have we got to talk about? You know who we've got to talk about? We've got to talk about a man named Cody Rhodes.
Something
Cody Rhodes, yeah. Now, I'm scared to report this one for fear that Tom's going to burst into the room with that xylophone. That hasn't got old yet, totally not. I still find it really funny when he plays Cody's theme on the xylophone.
He loves it.
Bodyslam.net are reporting that. Well, they've got some details on Cody Rhodes' impending AEW return. We've learned that after speaking with sources, that Cody Rhodes is set to make his return to AEW television within the month.
Wow.
Additionally, and this is where it's frustratingly vague, we were also told that there are big plans for him upon his return, which I think points towards, oh man. So Malachi Black's been a really nasty boy.
He has.
He was a nasty boy, Cody.
Yep.
And he's got a match coming up with Dustin.
He does indeed.
And the formula of it's happened quite a few times now. Someone will batter Dustin Rhodes.
Yep.
And then Cody will come back and save the day.
Final.
Now I'm praying that Malachi Black beats Cody again.
I feel like they would miss a step if Malachi Black didn't absolutely batter Cody.
Yeah.
It would be just the most, like, I feel like the momentum behind Malachi Black would just get squashed out there and then, done if Cody came back and won.
Right.
Maybe the big plan is that he won't because he's so young, but maybe Cody is like, you know what, I am gonna retire on my own terms, and then Malachi,
Maybe.
but I don't know. Big plans is scary though.
Then this month as well.
And this month too.
With Dustin versus Malachi Black happening, I believe this week.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll have to see what happens. I feel like, though, I'm going to stick to my guns, because I said to Tom, I guarantee you that Cody won't come back and beat Malachi Black.
Yeah.
Now, these developments have made me a little bit less confident in that. But usually what I've found is with AEW booking, if all signs point towards something happening, usually that happens.
Yes.
But they're not afraid of sometimes throwing in a little bait and switch, a little swerve.
Perhaps with the big plans, perhaps again, speculation, Malachi does beat Cody, and then Cody finally does that naughty heel turn.
Look
at that. That would be cool.
But I mean, I was on a media call and he was talking about how he's a Luke Skywalker guy.
He's trying to swerve you.
He's always working, brother. Always working. Also, finally, let's talk about a member of the AEW roster, if he's on our notes. There he is.
There he is.
Owen, please throw this on screen. Now, who the hell's that?
Who's that with box on his head? Who is it?
I'll tell you who it is.
Go on.
It's Kip Sabian. Super bad.
Nice.
Galston's finest.
Boston.
Galston. That's where he's from.
Finest.
In East Anglia. Yeah.
Boston's finest.
Near Norfolk. Oh, is in Boston?
I'm only messing.
Is that because Boston
joke,
is the name of a town?
No, is it? I did a bad joke there. Galston.
I didn't say Boston.
You didn't.
But you were trying to make me sound silly.
No, I made myself sound silly.
Oh, you were trying to make me sound silly.
No, I wasn't, Jack. I like you.
Kip Sabian. I see why Ross said. No, I'm joking. I don't see why Ross says those nasty things. Kip Sabian could potentially be teasing a new gimmick. During yesterday's, or the time this was written, yesterday's AEW Fan Fest, he made a surprise appearance and teased a new gimmick and then shared photos of this box over his head, which says, if you see on it there, underrated, over it. So he's saying, oh yeah, I'm underrated, but I'm over it. But to me, that seems like he's not over it. He wants to prove that he's.
Thing.
Oh, right.
I think that's the gimmick there.
That's fair enough. And then a fan tweeted him, a nasty fan, and said, you spelled overrated wrong. And then he replied saying, I feel sorry for your lack of understanding of the art of professional wrestling. Hopefully you can remove the blinkers of what you think you know before it's too late. Now, I personally am a little hesitant maybe to jump in and say straight away, this is a gimmick change. It could just be a nifty little photo shoot while he's taking time off to recover from injury. But
could be.
It could be a new thing, and if it is, I hope it's just for his entrance. I hope it's not like a full.
He wears a box the whole entire time.
But prove that he's really good though, if he can wrestle with that on.
Yeah, that's very true.
And
What if it's like Cody Rhodes in WWE, where he puts boxes on people's heads?
I've just realised this is the huge plan for Cody when he comes back this month. It all ties together.
Put a box on Cody's head.
No, Cody's going to come out and put one on Kip's head, and he's going to go back, and then Kip's going to be like his. Cody's going to start a new sort of straight edge society, but with box head people.
Box head people.
And Kip's going to be like his gallows, like his right hand man.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's it. He's booking.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
What do you think this is? And what do you think of any of these other news stories on this news video? Do let us know in that comment section down below. And do look out, as Andrew mentioned, for the punishment video where Ross finally gets what's coming to him. It's going to be intense. We'll see you very soon, guys, and have a great day.